Hey guys, Mike Builds, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing this Travelux 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. This is a mini size battery, so the Group 24 style battery. They rate it at 100 amp hours. It can continuously discharge 100 amps. They say it can do 130 amps for 10 seconds and 330 amps for 5 seconds. It has Bluetooth, so a smart BMS on board, so we're going to be able to connect our phone to it and be able to monitor all the specs and what's going on inside the battery. It has a nice matte gray finish, got the carrying handles up top. Pretty standard battery. We've seen this packaging style before. And here it is next to a standard size Group 31 battery. So you really do get a good idea how much smaller the battery is, and it only weighs 20 pounds, so about the same weight as one of these. As far as price, these are being sold for anywhere between $160 to $180, depending on when you buy it. But if you can snatch it with a coupon code, you can actually get these for about $160. So it makes it a little bit above the cheapest battery you can buy, but it's still significantly below the most premium batteries that you can buy. Oh, look, it says QC Pass, so it must be good. Here's what the back looks like. Same thing, you get some of the specs. It even says it has a 5-year warranty, and it's got a nice label on there. Normally some of the super cheap batteries don't have a label on the back. It gives you the QR code for where to download the app if you have iOS or Android. So we're gonna fully charge the battery, do a capacity test, do a full current discharge test, see how many amps we can pull, see if the high current protection works. And they also advertise this as having low temperature protection, so we're definitely gonna try and test that. We're gonna open this thing up and take a look on the inside and judge the build quality, look at the cells, the BMS, and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Hey, real quick, what also it comes with in the box is some M8 bolts. They give you some long ones, which is kind of interesting because normally they always give you like 2 sets of shorts. So the fact that they throw in a set of longs, maybe you're stacking a bunch of thick terminals on there or something like that, that's pretty cool. Got a little, I guess you could say, quick start guide. Do not use for motorcycle starting. All right. This is gonna be your user manual, and then after sales, I'm assuming this is gonna have, talks about getting it replaced and refunded and all that. So that's kind of nice. Normally they don't even care about any of that, but they tell you if you have any issues, how to deal with those issues. And then the actual user manual, skim through this real quick, see if there's anything interesting. It shows you all the different types of batteries they sell with the dimensions on there. So if you're trying to size your battery to a specific size cargo area or battery compartment or whatever you're trying to do, that's kind of neat. Kind of more generic information, how you can position the battery, what kind of charger you should use, how fast you could charge it. Some solar panel information, very cool. Storage guide, gives you your minimum and maximum voltages right there. Got a series and parallel batteries. So overall, pretty good amount of information in there, especially if you're a beginner. I would highly recommend you read through it. I'm gonna go ahead and download the app, and we're gonna check out the app and see how good it is. I really hope it doesn't make me have to create some sort of crazy account that's gonna steal all my information. And it's literally called Travelux. All right, there we go. It instantly opened up. We did not have to create an account, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to look for this battery now. Connected to the battery, it is at 65% state of charge, so that's fine for storage. Those are all the specs that it gives you. Keeps track of the cycles, gives you an estimated capacity, all that good stuff. Let's go here to cells. You can toggle discharging and charging. Here it's gonna give you the individual voltages of the cells. It also gives you your temperature, some of your sensors inside the batteries. According to this, it's only 0.002 voltage difference, which is really good. It gives you min and your max, all that good stuff. I mean, that's really it, but that's really all you need. But honestly, that's pretty good. No account needed, and it gives you cell voltages. I really like that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and connect our big battery charger to this thing, get this thing fully charged. And there we go, it says we're charging. So once this thing's fully charged, we're gonna start our capacity test and see how much we can get out of it. The Travelux battery is fully recharged. We're gonna put a 0.2C load on it for the discharge test. So it's gonna be 20 amps. And there we go, as close to 20 amps as I can get it. So in about 5 hours, we're gonna see the results. We just finished the capacity test of our Travelux battery, and we were able to get 105.21 amp hours out of the battery, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and recharge the battery so we can start our high current test. I got the battery fully recharged. Now we're gonna go ahead and put 100 and 200 amp loads on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the charge inverter. Inverter's already turned on. So we're already at 1,000 watts, 85 amps. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the space heater, turn the space heater on low. Oh, there it went, it just shut off. High current protection does seem to work. Let's see if it kicks back on. There we go, it just turned back on. Very nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and open this thing up and take a look at the inside. Oh, I think I got it. All right, first peek in the battery. Got a little bit of foam right here, pressing down on the BMS. The negative terminal, we have 2 8-gauge wires going to the BMS and also from the battery to the BMS. Looks like we have 1 6-gauge cable for the positive. We got nice crimp connections with heat shrink. These are marked, so maybe someone actually checked the torque on those. Here's a real good look at the BMS label, so maybe you guys can kind of get some more information off of this if y'all want to do some more research into that. But it looks like a decent BMS. Has a temp sensor right here, so we're going to test and see if it has low temp protection. And I think the Bluetooth is built into this. It doesn't have a separate module because there's an LED on the board that's actually blinking. Now I'm going to attempt to slide the whole battery pack out of the assembly, out of the case, so we can get a better look at it. Standard plastic case, nothing crazy going on there. There is some glue at the bottom that we just had to peel up to get the whole assembly to come out. It looks like the cells are encased in some sort of plastic. Let's see if I can get this off. Man, this reinforcement tape is strong stuff. There's also more glue underneath this holding it to the terminals. I'm trying to be really careful here. We got nice laser welded terminals with expansion humped bus bars. They put the balance harness nicely tucked in this little plastic enclosure. There's also some glue to help secure those bolts, as well as glue this piece of fiberboard down. The vents are not covered. Unfortunately, the cells are encased in some sort of plastic shell that kind of holds everything together, so there's really no way to look at any sort of QR code or anything. But as you guys can see, it's a whole little assembly that they put together, cover it in foam, and then stick it in our box. So that's a really good way to build a battery. I think these little plastic holders are starting to become more popular because I've seen a few other batteries that are starting to do that. So instead of just using like a shipping style strap or a metal frame, some companies are opting to use these plastic cell holders that sort of click together. They have positive locking little clips here, 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 and here that just snap it together more or less. Hopefully that makes sense. I think the temp sensor is hot glued right here. So we're gonna try to get that guy up. Yep, all right, there we go, got that. They use this little looming to kind of loom all your wires together, so no wires are loose and floating around. As far as the BMS, it feels like it's kind of glued down to this piece of fiberboard that is then attached to the plastic housing that holds the cells. And then there also is a piece of foam on the top to kind of put pressure there in order to keep this from coming loose. So it does move a little bit, but it is somewhat secured. I have seen a lot worse. I have our temp sensor and ice water. I did go ahead and connect a 6 amp charger to the input. So if the low charging disconnect works, the charger's light should go green here in a minute. Right now they're both red. I'm gonna open the BMS app on the phone and see what the BMS is doing. All right guys, the low temp protection just kicked on, so we have a green light on the charger and it's showing negative 0.5 degrees Celsius. So now I'm gonna take the temperature sensor back out of the water and see if the charger turns back on. And there it goes, it just turned back on, so it does work. All right guys, overall the battery seemed to do pretty good. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you guys have used one of these in the past. I'm gonna try to see if I can find maybe a bigger version of this battery or a 48 volt version of this battery to also test. Never heard of this brand before. I was pleasantly surprised, honestly. I thought it was gonna be kind of a piece of junk, but it did really well. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments and I'll see you on the next one.